Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler platter video series of videos I've been doing for the while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks. It's a lovely winterish day. There's a just light sprinkling of snow going on. One might even go over there and compare it to the old Rudolph the Red Reindeer stop motion things. You remember the things. You were there. You watched them when you were little. But anyway, I'm inside the truck, clearly. Whilst being inside the truck, I'm wearing a cool shirt. When I wear a cool shirt, I like to highlight the shirt. What cool shirt am I wearing, folks? Boom! Still wearing the Tron Bond shirt. This one's been doing a few things with this one. I think this is number 5 now. So I'll just do a quick thing. Tron Bond, she's a character from the Mega Man Legends series of video games. Showing up in some of the other Capcom property stuff every so often. This is more of her Marvel vs. Capcom design. I love her. I love the Mega Man Legends games. They're some of my absolute favorites. Bring back the Legends series, Capcom. You know that you need to do it. You do it. But anyway, I have done a bunch of reviews today. Well, not a bunch. This will be number 5, but I did some Firehouse subs, so go watch those videos. I did 3 of those. And then I found, boom, Sprite Tropical Mix. I just did a review of this one. What goes great with Sprite Tropical Mix, folks? Well, hopefully, the next thing that I'm going to be reviewing, because I'm doing, boom, wasn't a proper boom, boom, Cheetos, Flamin' Hot Cheetos, but not just any Flamin' Hot Cheetos, Tangy Chili Fusion Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know if these are just Flamin' Hot Cheetos that they went over there and put new packaging, or if it's a fully new thing. I don't know. Because here's the thing, folks. I'll be entirely honest with you. I don't eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos all that often. Very rarely, in fact. I'm more of a jalapeno cheddar Cheetos man myself. Or, I'm not doing a review of it because I've already done a review of it, but boom, they brought back the Mexican street corn ones. Ha! Go watch my review on this one. It's a good one. So, I'm going to try these out. Hopefully they're delicious. If they're not, I've got Sprite Tropical Mix to wash it down. Let's see what happens, folks. Debating on whether or not I'm going to review more stuff after this. Smells like Cheetos. I don't know, man. I like spicy stuff. I've just never been huge into the Flamin' Hot stuff. There was a thing that people used to do when I worked at the gas station. They'd get a thing of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, open up the bag, and go over to the place where we kept the nachos, and they'd just pour cheese directly into it. Only thing was, putting that cheese thing in there was like such a pain in the ass. If that shit ran out or wasn't filled up before my shift started, you were not going to get nacho cheese. And I know what you're saying, but Brandon, what if somebody wanted nachos? Well, I would let them know we didn't have nacho cheese and or the chili, though I wouldn't have trusted that chili for anything. But if you still want nachos, you could still get them. I'd give them to you at a slight discount, but I just wouldn't recommend getting gas station nachos overall. But anyway, looks like this. No, it doesn't taste like Flamin' Hot Cheetos. For one, I kind of like these. I wonder if these are chili lime. Because I know they're calling it tangy chili, but I think the tang might be lime. Because there's lime and chili. Like, lime and chili is like a thing. It's like a lot of Mexican chips use it as a flavoring. I've always been a little bit here or there on it, but every now and again I'm fine with it. And I'm pretty sure that they've had like lime and chili Cheetos. I guess this is the Flamin' Hot version? For one thing, they're not flaming hot. These are definitely not as hot as the proper Flamin' Hot ones. I also don't feel like they're as crunchy. These feel like more like crunchy puffs. Whereas comparatively, when you get like the proper ones, they're properly crunchy. These, they're obviously not as floofy as the puffs, but I do not feel that these are the proper crunchy style Cheetos. I feel like they're somewhere in between. They're like a hybrid, like Blade with all of their strengths but none of their weaknesses, or maybe all of their weaknesses and none of their strengths. Yeah, I mean, they're not bad, but I definitely have points of contention. For one thing, I'm not a fan of the consistency on this. I feel either do puffs or do the crunchy ones. I don't like this half and half stuff, because when I bite into it, my brain wants it to be this crunchy, delicious Cheeto experience, and it's not. But it's also not, like if you've had Cheeto Puffs, man, those things, you put them in your mouth, they just start to dissolve and melt. I don't get a proper crunch from these, and I don't get like that, sort of melt in your mouth aspect that you get with the puffs. They're just in between, and I'm not a big fan of them. Reminds me a little bit of Styrofoam. Now in terms of flavor, I don't mind the flavor, in that, like I said, for me, I can kind of go with them a little bit more because I'm not huge on the Flamin' Hot ones. These are nowhere near as hot. In fact, they're barely hot. Like, they're pretty mild. I would say even the jalapeno cheddar ones might have a little bit more oomph than these. But you get the tangy chili flavor, which again, I think is just probably chili lime. But it actually does kind of work in this format. But here's the fundamental problem I have. It's a Cheetos. The chi part of the Cheetos is for cheese. These do not taste cheesy. These are almost like, I'm trying to think, like, because the texture is very similar to something, but I just can't think of it. Almost like rice cakes. Like, you know how like rice cakes, if you've ever had rice cakes, they almost have like sort of a styrofoam kind of like poofiness to them. Reminds me a little bit of that, except they're chili lime flavored. So they're not crunchy, they're not poofy, they're not cheesy. And they're not even flaming hot. I'm going to go ahead and flat out call shenanigans on this. All right, get your broomsticks. It's going to be a whole thing. Because while these don't taste bad, I don't feel like these are Cheetos. I'm going to go ahead and flat out say it. I don't think these are Cheetos. If you want to call it something else, that's perfectly fine. But as Cheetos goes, I'm not getting a Cheeto experience from this. I'm just not. I'm not getting a cheesiness. I'm not getting a crunchiness. I'm not getting a poofiness. I'm not getting any of the things that I associate with Cheetos, and I fucking love some Cheetos, folks. So, I'm sorry, man. I wanted this to be really good, and the flavor is decent. Like, the chili lime flavor actually does kind of work, which surprises me a little bit, because, again, I'm not always a big chili lime flavor guy. But it does kind of work in this context. But the problem is that you needed to back that up. First of all, if you're going to call it Flamin' Hot, have it be hot, okay? Which, by the way, I've done 2 reviews for the Flamin' Hot Mountain Dew. Go watch those. Yeah, the chili lime flavor is actually really nice. If they had just gone over there and fully committed and made these crunchy, maybe you have a little bit of a cheesy taste, I think these would have been perfect. But as is, like I said, I'm not even going to call these Cheetos. They're good as a snack. They're bad as a Cheeto, if that makes any sense. Because, they managed to go over there and do something which very few things have done for me, which is they made chili lime kind of work for me. You got the chili aspect. You got a nice little sort of hit of tangy. Again, I'm going to say lime. Sort of acidic type of taste to it. It's tasty. I like it. But it's not, it's not a proper Cheeto to me. It's just not. Sorry. 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend them? The only way I would get them again is if they went over there and at least decided that they were going to go either rename it entirely, rename the damn thing entirely, call it a completely different snack, or go over there and make them crispy. I'm not even going to say poofs. These need to be crispy. Make them crispy. And I'll even let the cheese aspect go if you manage to make them work with the crispiness. But as is, I'll eat the bag. I'll enjoy it. But man, if you're calling them Cheetos, I need them to be Cheetos. Just for me personally. Now, would I recommend them to people? Yes and no. It depends on the person that you are. If you like Flamin' Hot Cheetos, no, these are not Flamin' Hot. There is very little heat to these. There is a little bit of a heat at the back of your throat. That's about it. I mean, you could wolf these things down pretty much uninhibited, in my personal opinion. If you like Cheetos, no, they're not very well representative of Cheetos. If you like chili lime flavored stuff, maybe. There are other chili lime available stuff. Again, especially like Mexican snacks. It's a big flavor for them. If you're a big fan of that, I would say go try some of those versus this. But these are available. They're not horrible, but they need to figure out what the fuck they are. These are Cheetos with an identity crisis. These are friggin' middle-age crisis Cheetos. These are Cheetos that went over there and bought a Corvette, and they dyed their hair, and they're dating some 20-year-old something. It's just sad, folks. Sad to watch Cheetos fall, okay? Especially Chester. I mean, I know he's a cat. He's got to be like 374 in cat years. But damn it, Chester. You're still wearing the sunglasses. Just stick with it, bro. Everything old becomes new again. Just stick it out. Anyway, that's going to do it up for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day. Spectacular rest of the week. Monumental rest of the month. Stupendous rest of your folks. You can go over there and have yourselves a truly proper Cheeto-tastic rest of your... You know what, folks? Have yourselves a Mexican street corn Cheeto rest of your life. Because damn it, these are good. Like I said, go watch my review. It's like probably 2 years old now. But these are super duper good. They're crispy. Final 2 things, folks. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But we do if we can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you do, folks. You try not to be an asshole. It's not always the easiest thing in the world to do, folks. You know, I'm over here. I'm having a good old day. But at the same time, I'm on review number 5. I'm full of all kinds of meats and cheeses and sodas and faux Cheetos. It's a bit much. It's a bit much. But even with that being the case, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to have some faux Cheetos as I have done here today. And maybe like me, you'll be like, those don't taste particularly Cheeto-y. And then you'll investigate, because you're a detective, apparently. And you're going to go over there, it's going to be all black and white noir style and stuff, and there's going to be secret codes and a whole thing. Maybe you'll be sponsored by Ovaltine. You're going to be the shadow. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be the shadow, and this is going to be the case of the fake-ass Cheetos. And you're going to go over there and get to the Cheeto factory, and it turns out that the head of the Cheetos Corporation is a doppelganger that's been put in place by the mob. There's a whole, back alley, thing. They're taking the real Cheetos, going over there and selling them to some place where they can mark them up, and then we're getting the shit ones. You're going to blow the case wide open. You might do a creepy laugh because you're the shadow. It's going to be an entertaining time. Maybe one of the bald ones will go over there and play you out a movie in the 90s. Maybe not the one that's presently on trial for all the stuff. Most of the bald ones aren't that good these days. Stephen Baldwin good? Or is he the one who kind of went crazy after a while? The one from Biodome. You know what? We'll find somebody who isn't one of the bald ones. Anyway. Or conversely, maybe just go watch the 1990s movies The Shadow, because even with one of the bald ones, that's a damn fine movie. Bye.